shock of horror on my
There's no
face.
brown up here.
It's as if a demon has appeared. The energy of a
Hey,
demon.
woman!
My eyes like,
The after party has begun. The death rebirth cycle has been completed. This is a how do you paint show with no paintbrushes. Ow! Because this is the after party. Here's the thing. The after party's been a long time coming, and I had plenty of time to plan a really great after party with decorations, streamers, these things, makeup, outfit, music, lights. And guess what? I did none of that. And then as soon as I came in here, I thought of all those things. Like, what the fuck was I doing? How lame. After all of this whole season that you've been with me, what we've been through together, and I fucking don't plan a party? So what we're gonna do, like we always do in the How Do You Paint show, is pivot. Actually, there's nothing to pivot from. We're going to improvise. So that's what I'm doing right now. There's no painting gonna happen. So guess what? All this stuff, you'll never hear this sound from me again. Well, maybe if I do another season. That's not what this show is about. I don't even know what this show is about. You know what? Here, let's have some party favors. Stripey. He has to have a smaller dose. He's small. His body weight's small. Here's Stripey. Take that in. See how that does you. Okay, here's mine. So while we wait for the gems to kick in, what do you say? Are you ready to see the finished painting? Here it is, folks. The final unveiling, the final version of Bambi and his mom getting shot. Drum roll, please. Let's just survey what we did here. I left the horror show of the overworked blue sky to let that be a lesson to you, to me. I don't know if you remember, but I made a rule early on in this show. No redoing, only moving on. Cut to that moment. I'm setting a rule for the show. I don't redo shit. I don't redo shit instead of moving forward, okay? That is a rule for this show. I did not follow that rule. Hence, this guy is brutalized by anxiety and obsession. And I decided not to fix it because I don't think there's any fixing at this point. I think there's just moving on. The tree of death / life, the 2 leaves. If you remember, the moving rendition, it's not a rendition. It wasn't a rendition. It was directly from the book. The moving, what's the word? You know, when I read about the leaves, the moving reading, but better than that. The moving, do you know? word I'm trying to go with? No? Okay. We can cut a lot, but let me work on this. Let me chew on this. The gems might be kicking in. The moving. No, it's like a performance? No, the moving.
Recital?
Recital! No, not a recital, because I was reading directly from the book. The moving. Reading? It's better than that, though. I'm not going on. I'm not moving on. Oh God, this is me doing the thing. I'm not moving on until I get the fucking thing right. Okay, fuck that. I've purified myself of that kind of perfectionism. Right, I almost called him Sharpie. The moving. I'm gonna move on, I swear. The moving. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm in an autistic stuck loop. The moving thing I did about the leaves at the end of their lives. Here they are on the painting. The 2 leaves falling to their death. Which of us will go first? There's still plenty of time to worry about that, the other leaf assured her. Let's remember how beautiful it was, how wonderful when the sun came out and shone so warm. It shone so firmly that we thought we burst with life. Do you remember? And the morning dew and the mild and splendid nights. Have I changed much? Asked the second leaf, shyly but determinedly. Not in the least, the first leaf assured her. Thanks, whispered the second leaf, quite touched. I don't believe you, not altogether, but I thank you because you're so kind. You've always been so kind to me. I'm just beginning to understand how kind you are. Then they both were silent. Hours passed. A moist wind blew, cold and hostile, through the treetops. Ah, now, said the second leaf, Then her voice broke off. She was torn from her place and spun down. Winter had come. I did glue these fake real leaves onto the painting. I think they look great because I think that they look like the tails. You remember the old yeller log? Laying down the yeller, laying it down on the log, laying down the... This is a breakdown of the laying it down episode. Break it down. Lay it down on the log, laying down the yellow on the log, laying it down on the log. We did it. We laid down the yeller. We laid it down. We laid down that yeller. Yeah, let me did it down. Squirrel. Like a squirrel. Can I just tell you another learning thing for me, another teaching moment for me was seeing my original sketch of the squirrels and how I chose the masterful squirrel. Here, I bet we can show the people right now. Ding. Shitty squirrel and good squirrel. Badly done squirrel, weak, fucked up squirrel, and dominant, masterful squirrel. Do you know where I got that conditioning? To think that the proportional, masterful squirrel is better than the weak, fucked up squirrel? I got that from our culture, of course, but also our culture as mainlined into my bloodstream through my childhood experiences, one of which was reading Bambi. Bambi was often alone now. He felt that pretty soon he'd be perfectly miserable, so he began to call for his mother. Suddenly, one of the fathers was standing in front of him, looking sternly down at him, and tall black beaded antlers rose high above his nervous ears. "What are you crying about?" the old stag asked severely. Bambi trembled in awe and did not answer.
Your mother has no time for you now, the old stag went on. Bambi was completely dominated by his masterful voice, and at the same time, he admired it. So rather than embrace his little dear, baby dear weakness and vulnerability, he held the ideal of domination and mastery as the thing to strive for. That got in me. That got in me. And it showed up in the way that I made the squirrel. In my future paintings, I'm going to choose awkward, fucked up, badly done over the right way. I'm going to choose the wrong way. I'm going to go down the wrong path whenever I can possibly remember that wrong is what I value, not right. I think my favorite parts are the parts that were the mistakes or the spontaneous things that didn't have a plan, like the white supremacy blob and the mess up on the hill that ended up leaving this red blotch. I'm gonna have to redo this red because I have to put grass up over that. I'm gonna need to cover up the sky. This is an opportunity for some painting, some actual painting instead of some illustrating. You know what I just thought when I saw that red? I thought, ooh, you know what would look good next to that red is kind of like a peach color. I don't know why. That's one of my favorite parts of the painting because look, it's not illustrative of anything. I like that. Hey, you know what? One more thing. Just one more thing. When you finish a painting, you gotta do this. And see if you like it upside down. So let's analyze the painting, shall we? Wow. Okay, first thing I see when we flipped it is how separate, isolated this section of the painting is. It's almost like a landscape, a window into another landscape. And so what that does is it creates a real differentiation between this area and this area. Now, what does that do for you conceptually, emotionally, psychologically? For me, it puts this scene in almost like a liminal space, especially because there's so much of this, what do we call it? The leaves, the hearts, the dibs and dabs on the log. There's so much, what is this? It reminds me of like quantum physics shit where you realize that everything is empty. There's more empty space than there are forms, than there is mass. There's like way more empty space than there is mass. So this is like the veil between the world of illusion and reality somehow thinning in this part of the painting. It's like this is diffusing. It's effervescing. I mean, for it being a tragedy and a horrible, horrible thing to happen, this is a very pretty painting, don't you think? So what does that mean? It's a beautiful painting depicting a horrible thing. Non-duality. In that life is all one thing. Tragedy, horror, suffering, beauty, love, etc. The overarching thing is the wholeness of life that includes all these things. And that the wholeness of life is good. Major diagonal motion happening. Major with this point, with these deer running this way, with this point, with these, but these branches with these yellow leaves are almost like sea anemone tendrils, like holding everything together in this fluttering motion. Like stay with the tension, stay with the drama, stay, we have you, we're holding you
You're alive. Another thing I just saw, the 3 open mouths as a motif with the pink lips. Squirrel, Bambi mom. Makes kind of a triangle of triangles. You have to make the back part of the mouth wider. Ah, it's different than ah, 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 ah. It's a good painting. It's a good painting. It would be really nice if on the next painting I could remember that they always work out, and I'm always pleased. So that, isn't that helpful to look at the painting upside down? So this is how you do that. And then the phone, and then it's on. Okay? One sec. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Jesus, why did I just do that? What a mess. Could you even see on the camera that it was glitter? Oh, it was? Really? Let me do it again then. Did it look cool?
I think so. I think it looked, yeah.
Then let me not wreck it with why'd I do that. Let me just, something has changed now. I am a star. I'm a star. I'm a star. Okay, that was it. That was the after party. It's pretty fun after party, right? It's time to go home now. It's time to go home, people. Time to go home to your beds, to your families if you have them, or to your loneliness, if that's what you have, to your pets, to your dog, to your cat, to your pig, to your miniature pony. It's time. It's time to really say goodbye. The real goodbye. Thanks for coming to the after party. Thanks for being part of How Do You Paint with me. Welcome to the final goodbye. Welcome to the end of How Do You Paint. I'm still going. So I'll continue on painting. Shut up, Kate. What do I do? How do I end this? I guess I'll just say one last thing. Thanks everybody. Thanks for being part of the show. I guess it's over. Goodbye.